Hey fellow gamers, Chatty Sisa here. Welcome to the second part of my walkthrough or guide for Horizon Zero Dawn, as we are going through the game and gathering all the quest items, all the data points and all the collectibles by location. I know there's a couple of guides already out there which are pointing out, for example, a certain set of collectibles that you can find, but I don't think there is one by location. So this one should help you when you are going through the game, whether you are replaying it or whether you are playing it for the first time, so that you are not missing something in a specific area and you don't have to come back for that. In case you find this guide useful, I would be really very grateful if you could hit that like button and provide me with a comment and some feedback. It would be really helpful also for the YouTube algorithm. And as you can see here on this side, I had to split now the second part into 2A and 2B, otherwise the width would have been too big. So in this one, in part 2A, we are looking at the lower portion of the Nora lands, and I hope that you are going to enjoy this one. For the second part of the game, we will be looking at the rest of the Nora lands. We have the gate to the Embrace right behind us. We just went through it in the previous part and we will now explore the rest of the lands. I do have something additional for you, which I will share on the screen. It is a map that I have regarding the world data points and the glyphs. I will be honest, I don't remember anymore where I downloaded it from because it's been quite a few years, but I will share it here on the screen for you. So the first map is showing us all the glyphs that are available in the game. There are 18 glyphs, as we said, and you can see 18 slots in your inventory. And as you can see on the map, those are all positioned within the Karja lands. So there is nothing to be found here in the second portion of the game, where we will be still going through the Nora lands, but I just wanted to show you what it looks like. The first ones that we will encounter will be on the border between the Nora and the Karja lands. There are two glyphs, and why they have these weird numbers is simply because these are the numbers on how they appear in your inventory. So we will be able to scan and find the glyph number 5 and 15. The second map is showing us all the 67 text data points which are spread across the entire map. And there are quite a few which we need to find in this portion of the game. As you can see, one will be right next to the spot where we are standing. And then there are a few more in the northern regions as we proceed through the map. Again, the numbering here is consistent with how the data points are located in your inventory. So when you look at the closest point which we need to find, or the closest data point, it will be the data point number 55. So it's easy for you as well to check in your inventory whether you are not missing any one of these data points when you compare them to this map. Mind you, these are the text data points which are spread across the world and freely available as you are roaming around, and these are not quest related. So if you look at the map now, you can see that we have on our right side the vantage point, the first vantage point, and close to it there is another area where we will be able to find this first text data point. As you could see on the map previously, it was the data point number 55. So it's pretty quickly and easy to check whether we have gathered it and we have what we need. So let's go there, let's check out the vantage point, let's get that data point, and then we'll check our inventory again. So here's the first vantage point. As you can see, there is a building in the background. Focus on that one when you are watching the vid that will be playing.
A pocket shitstorm tour, day 2. My father guest lectured here. A 300-level military history course on the age of human air power. Might as well have been teaching medieval siege tactics. I was 8 when he died.
So we can compare what the building has looked like originally. We have to go over there because there is the text data point that we need to pick up. So let's go down there and let's pick up the data point. And here's the data point. And as you can see, it's positioned in the inventory on the 55th place. So we have the correct data point. You can see now that we have not so far away from us a metal flower that we can pick up. And further along the way there is a hidden bunker again, which has the armor, the special shield weaver armor that we can get in this game. I am playing an NG+, so Aloy is already wearing that armor and you can see it all the time. But in case you are playing the game for the first time, this is the armor that you are going to have to get. This is also the place where you will have to use the power cells which you are gathering throughout the game. Before we get there, there is a hunting ground not so far away from here. And I highly suggest to visit at least this first one. Even if you do not want to visit the other ones and you do not want to deal with the hunting grounds. But this first one is the easiest one and it will allow you the access to the Hunter's Lodge in Meridian. Why is that important? Simply because if you are really going for that 100% completion and gathering of all the glyphs and items, etc., one of the glyphs is, I think one or two of the glyphs are related to specific quests which you will get in that Hunter's Lodge. So if you don't do that quest, you will not be able to gather all the glyphs. So I highly suggest to not miss out at least on these hunting grounds. And let me show you quickly just where they are. So over there you can see now the gate to the Embrace, that's where we started this part. And if you look across the small valley here and look at the opposite side, there is a small cabin, and that cabin is basically the hunting grounds, so that's where you need to get to.
This is a hunting grounds, right? What do you do here exactly?
You bear the mark of a seeker. I've heard of those, but never seen one. You have the matriarch's leave to come and go as you like from the sacred land?
Yes, but I would have gone even without their permission.
Is that so? Then maybe you and I can speak plainly. Truth is, I've had dealings with the Karja. I represent an organization called the Hunter's Lodge in Meridian. We test promising young hunters with trials at places like these. You might be just the kind of person we're looking for. Why don't you sample the trials and see? Just to be clear, though, I'd appreciate it if you kept our conversation in confidence, especially when it comes to the matriarchs. First time, and you win a blazing sun. You're good, even for Nora. You have everything you need to enter the Hunter's Lodge. Good luck in Meridian. Of course, you can still run more trials with me.
So once you have earned all the marks, you can now visit the Hunter's Lodge in Meridian. It doesn't really matter if you have the Blazing Suns or even the lower versions of the marks. You will be admitted whenever you finish all 3 of these tests. So just do all 3 of them and then you are free to go to Meridian with these marks.
I should go.
Come back when you're ready.
So from here you can see the gate to the Embrace. And let's go back towards the fire which is next to the gate so that we can continue on the main road. Okay, I will pull up the map again. And we have now very close by the metal flower, the next metal flower, so let me just mark it. And then we can also drop by the ancient armory and use the 2 power cells which we have already gathered in the Embrace. As you follow the road, the metal flower will be on the left side. And we have the 3rd one in the first set, and we also have now the vantage point, the first vantage point in the first set. Let me continue. And let's go to the bunker where we have the ancient armory. There's a little trick to it, how to get there best. And if you follow the road, you can come to the next campfire where you can save your game. There is also a merchant, and opposite to that, on the other side of the road, is actually a way how to get into the bunkers. So let me show you from the campfire here how to get to that bunker. So here's the next campfire, and there's the merchant. And if you turn around, then behind your back there is a way how to get up that rock formation and get into the bunker. Careful not to fall down. You have here also the next metal flower, so let's go for that one first.
Now, what were you doing out here?
And as you can see, it's one of the first set, but it's not in the next in order. As you can see on the opposite side, there is also an additional data point which you will have to scan. And there's a locked door.
I'm not getting in. I haven't seen one of these since I was a little kid. Those clamps have the armor locked in place. Maybe there's a way to power up the mechanism, release the clamps.
Good, don't forget to scan the data points that you have available here now. Okay, so this is the data point that we have found. Let's read it.
I'd have to leave something else behind.
There's the armor, and there's another data point that we need to scan. In order to get the armor, you will have to gather more power cells.
Just need to install these power cells. That should do it.
So as you can see, you have 3 more to go. And there is also again
These
a
numbers.
code that you can
They
scan.
must be related to segments of a circle.
And you're going to need this once you install the power cells to actually open the clamps to the armor and get the armor. So we'll have to return back here once we have all the remaining power cells. We can see now already that we have, for example, found this vantage point. We can also see that we have been already in this bunker, it's already marked as green. And what's a good thing is that once we have bought the maps from this merchant in the Embrace before we left it, with all the Banuk figures, with all the ancient vessels, metal flowers, etc., you can now see them on the map even if the map is not yet uncovered. But you can already see where all those items are, so this should make your life a little bit easier when you are proceeding through the game. The only bit which is not marked really here is those data points, so you really have to go and find those. We have a quest here not so far away, which is one of the main quests, so let me proceed towards that main quest. And on the side you can see that there are already some ancient vessels, vantage points on the right side. We have to get to this area anyway, and there is a ton of data points. Let me show you the other small map that I have downloaded. And on this map you can see in the lower right corner that we have 9 data points which we need to gather in this area. So let me show you how to get all of those before we proceed further to the north.
My focus is picking up some kind of signal. Maybe I can scan it. Those ruins. That must be Devil's Thirst. A city of the old ones. Of the metal world.
And this is our first Tallneck, so we will get that one as well when we cross towards the right side. When you continue on the road, we will get to a point where we can pick up the first item, which is the ancient vessel. And we have now the first ancient vessel in our inventory. And let's pick up the first 3 data points. We have to go a little bit back. And we have to cross to the other side. Here's the first data point. Let's get the next one.
These will keep. The Tallneck. Looks just like what's described. A signal must be coming from its head. I need to get up there.
And here's the second. The third one is on the side. We have to go out of here. So let's return. And it's next to this tower. Good. So we've got the first three. Let's get now to the Tallneck and let's do the mission with the Tallneck, and we will get the first data point from machines.
Okay, time to climb up to the top. Just a little longer, and I'll leave you to your wandering. See the Tallneck remembers everything along its path, and it sends my space to other machines.
Okay, now that we have overridden the Tallneck, we can now see also the map for this area, so for the entire Nora lands, and we have a ton of other things now uncovered as well. We can see, for example, that there is a bandit camp. We can also see the first cauldron in the north. So we have a ton of new items that we can see. Let's stay in the area and let's gather the remaining items, the remaining data points which are here. Let me switch again to the other map. So what we can do here is gather the points 4 and 8 and 6 and 5. I will go for 6 and 5 first and then return back for 4 and 8. One of them is right here. And here we can also go to the vantage point that's in this area.
Shitstorm tour day 4. It's hard to believe Metallurgic International used to be headquartered in this dreary old ziggurat. Wyatt's office was on the 2nd floor from the top. If Emmett had a policy against workplace romances, he probably wrote it.
Good, let me check again the map. And we have to go for the next data point from here, which should be somewhere here. And it's a little bit hidden beneath this building here. Let me try to show you where we are, although it's raining quite a bit.
Rain's not so bad.
So here's the river. This is a way how to cross the river. And here was the data point. Good, let me check the map again. The next data point is in Devil's First. We have to go back here. You can return back to the area where we have seen the Tallneck, and you can continue over here. And if you go into a straight line, you will find immediately that data point. Again, let me show you just very briefly where we are. This is where we came from. So this is where the Tallneck is walking around. And the data point is right opposite towards that side. Careful here with the sawtooth. The next data point is somewhere here, so we just have to cross to the other side here and try not to be seen by the sawtooth. And the data point is here to the left. So as you can see, we have now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We are missing the 7th, we have 8, and we are missing the 9th. So 7 and 9 are on the opposite side of that large river. If you go back to the map, then 9 is somewhere here, and 7 is somewhere here. Let me go for the 7th first, and we then come back a little bit because we still have to go to the massacre site and follow the main quest line.
Two ready machines. I'll have to find out where they came from.
You don't have to come any closer, all you have to do is turn on your focus and you can like read the data point from here. Good, and now let's go for the last one, which is number 9, and that's here. And then we can follow to the massacre site, the main quest line. When you see the sign Mother's Rise, it's actually where you can find the data point. And let's go to the massacre site now. So here's the sign for Mother's Rise. And we have to go to this side. The next main quest that we have is a seeker at the gates, which is in Mother's Crown. So let's go over there. And once we arrive there, from there we can go and again turn towards the right side and pick up all the other ancient vessels, Vantage Points, Banuk Figures, and all the data points which are remaining in that area.
Sky had all the omens.
Mother's crown. Feels more like a military tower.
There is a person here that has more information about the cauldron, which is in the Nora lands. We will have to go there anyway because we need the quest-related data points from that cauldron. So let me talk to that person first.
They say she fought like a sawtooth.
Curious. What happened to you, Hunter? Are you all right?
Oh, I'm grateful for this wound. Just remember, I told you to stay away.
Remember those we have lost.
And we have now initiated the quest. Good, let me open the map again. We still have to talk to Maria, but once we have done that, we will cross again that river and go to the right side to look for all the items that are marked here on the map. When you check the map now, you will notice there is a ruin here on this side, behind the settlement. It is a place where we have 3 additional data points, so we can go there from here. When you leave the settlement towards the northern side, there's a campfire opposite to you, and we have to go towards the right side. Yeah, the ruin is now right in front of you, so let's be careful so that we don't miss one of the data points. You can see the first one straight from here. It's right above Aloy. The next one is here at the base of this tower. And the third one is in the river. Just walk around the area. And you will find in the river the next data point. And we have now the data points 19, 20 and 21. If you look at the right side now, we have here a couple of items that we can pick up. We have a Banuk figure, we have a Vantage Point, an ancient vessel. There's a bandit camp that we could clear out, and there's another ancient vessel as well here. One more thing which is here is a metal flower, but that one is in an area where you have to go through the other main quest line where you go and help War Chief Sona. So let me gather first all of the other items, and then we go and initiate the quest where we help the War Chief, and this way we will get to that metal flower. Let's start with the Banuk figurine, and let's get that one first. If you proceed in a straight line from the bridge that we have seen over the river, you will come to this huge wall of stone, and that's actually where the Banuk figure is. And if you look up, you can see that there is a rope to slide down, so you first have to go up. You need to proceed towards the right side, and we will have an option to go up there.
Another Banuk figurine.
Good, and as you can see, we have the second from the first set. If you look straight down from our point where we are, you will see a vantage point. That vantage point is actually very close by to the bandit camp, so it might make more sense to clear out the bandit camp first. Because there's a quest related to that, I will start from this side and I will come from the lower side to the bandit camp, pick up the ancient vessel, clear out the bandit camp and then go to the vantage point. So let's jump to the point where we start the quest here. Once you're at the entrance to the bandit camp, if you look across the path, you will see that there is like a pile of some junk, and there is the next ancient vessel inside of it.
Flora spoke of a bandit camp and some metal ruins. That must be the place there. Best keep an eye out around here.
So we have the next ancient vessel now. And let's now clear out the bandit camp. Once you have cleared out the camp from the bandits, here's the bridge where you came in. And if you look towards the backside over there, you can see a rocky formation, and on top of that is actually your vantage point, so that's where we are heading to now.
The Pocket Shitstorm Tour, Day 3. I was 13 when I broke in and vandalized this place. Me and that kid, I think his name was Star. It was my first arrest. A real banner day for the Mahdi family. What a messed up kid I was.
Good. What's remaining now on the map is another ancient vessel, so let's go from the other side of the bandit camp towards this area and pick it up.
The smell of rain. Air is heavy with it.
So even though you have a marker on the other side of that small river, you actually need to go still straight ahead. And there's a pile of ancient debris here, and here's the vessel.
Can't carry more.
So that's the third one that we have found, and we have also the third vantage point. Now let me check the map again. And as you can see, the only thing that's remaining is the metal flower here on top of this mountain range. We have to go for Sona, as I said, so we have to switch to the other main task, and we'll have to catch up with Sona and go together with her to this area, which is beneath that metal flower. To get to Sona quickly, it is easiest that you are going from this campfire next to the Tallneck. From the campfire next to the Tallneck, just walk towards the backside where we have seen this tall ruin.
This must be the rise Sona's runner told me about. The war chief stopped here. So where did she go next?
Okay, we'll investigate the area and then we'll catch up with the war chief. Once we are done with this portion of the quest, we will be able to explore the area that's accessible there, and it's close to the metal flower, so I'm going to show you then how to pick it up.
Hours ago, I sent Braves into hiding in the trees below. On my signal, they'll attack. The enemy and their demonic machines outnumber us, but we will have fury on our side.
We could have more than that.
Explain.
That's Blaze. What we used to burn, they used to blast. It's how they dug out this pit.
So we put fire to it and then?
Boom.
Then let us begin.
Whoa, wait. Let's not rush. Give me some time to make an approach. If I end up alerting them, open fire.
All right. Let's see what you can do.
The metal flower is in the area here, so let's pick it up after we finish clearing out this camp from the cultists and the corrupted machines. Good, now once you've cleared out that camp, you can look to the right side. There is a raised area and that's where the metal flower is, so let's go over there. And there's the flower. So you're basically on top of that camp.
These are something special.
Now, when you look at the map, we have basically cleaned out the lower area of the Nora lands. The next task for us is to get to the gate between the Nora and Karja lands. For that, we have to clear out the corrupted zones. So let me clean out that one, but before we proceed towards the gate and towards the Karja territory, we will continue towards the north, and the next task we will be doing will be the cauldron. So this was it for part 2A of the series. I will post part 2B soon, and when it's uploaded you will be able to find it linked as well here, so it should be pretty easy for you to follow also the next bit. I wanted to thank you all for watching, stay tuned and game on!